Welcome to the Consciousness Anywhere and Everywhere podcast. I am Shannon O'Hara, and I invite you to a completely new world of possibilities. You are about to listen to a conversation in the relationship series in the Consciousness Anywhere podcast. Relationships are like snowflakes and fingerprints. They are completely unique. We hope that you find some magic, some ease, some peace, some possibility for you in your relationships somewhere in this relationship series. Enjoy. We love you. Hello, beautiful people out there in the world. Welcome to a deep dive into what a consciously creative relationship could look like, feel like, sound like, and be like. I am being joined today by two of my most beautiful friends, Jurgen and Susanna. Hi, guys.
Hello, Shannon.
Hello.
So a little bit of history just on Jurgen and Susanna. Most of you guys have probably caught the drift at this point that I am interviewing people who use the tools of Access Consciousness. Most of us that are in this relationship series are Access Consciousness facilitators and entrepreneurs. So this is just a conversation, and let's see what can be created. Relationship can be such a dynamic and giving and generative and creative aspect in life, and it can be the exact opposite. It can limit so many of us. And let's face it, there is no right relationship. Everything is possible. So, Jürgen and Susanna, do you guys want to start us off by just telling everybody a little bit about yourselves?
Yay. Jürgen, tell about us.
Tell about us. First of all, I thought I was done with having a relationship, and I had so many examples, which I thought that's it. I never do that thing, and that was for me the most important thing to can have a relationship.
Yeah. And that's funny because we had a very similar way of starting out. Like both of us were basically done with relationship. I was not interested at all. I was not looking for someone. And sorry.
Tell us why you guys were done. Give people some context. Yeah. How did you get to that choice at the time of your meeting?
Well, for me, I was done with relationship because I've tried so much with having ease with other people and it never really worked out. When I was doing kind of relationship with other people, whatever that is called, it was always about giving myself up for them or, working on them 24/7 and them not receiving whatever I was, doing. And it took me a very long, from my perspective, very long time to get how hurtful this was for me in my body and how much it cost me of me, my energy, my being, my creativity in so many ways. And I didn't see any wonderful examples out there where I went, oh my God, this is a great promotion for this thing called relationship. So for me, it was okay, that's not what I desire at all. But what I came to was a point where I was traveling around with classes, and I remember the exact moment when I got this hit of an energy where I but that's what there was no words. That's just an energy of that's what I would like. And it was something I would like to have something some kind of creature in my life, could be a person where it has an energy of nurturing, expansive, creative, something like that. And I just asked for it. And then I let it go and I didn't think about it. And a year later, the Jurgen creature,
Mr. Funky into your life.
Mr. Funky Man creature showed up. Yes.
Well, and for me, it was the thing that I made so much compromises. Is it an English word? Sorry for my English.
Yeah, absolutely.
Compromises. And so often as a man, I I looked more for the woman than for myself, and I gave up myself. And I want to change. In this moment, when I recognized it, I said to myself, I have to change something.
Which is cool.
Yeah, and so my life was, for me, it was like, hey, doing my own thing, and let's look what makes fun and play.
Actually, I love that you guys started here, sort of like the choice you had come to as adults after having multiple failed relationships. Or were they failures if they got you to where you are today? So fast forward, you guys met. So why do you guys think it works? This works for you now. This relationship works for you.
Well, one of the things that worked for us from the beginning was a very incredible suggestion that we got from Gary Douglas.
Intro tool number 1.
And so I told him about Jürgen, and he's like, I asked him, do you have any suggestion? And he said 2 words. I loved it about him. He said, no future. And I went, wow, that's brilliant. So what he basically, like the download that he gave was, don't project a future about anything. Just like, okay, what is possible with this? Like, just be in the question. And that changed everything, because before, whenever like there is a person coming into my life, I would be aware of their points of view about the future, whatever they wanted to go to. I had points of view about what this would lead to. And this would be all tangled up and crazy and create expectations and all that stuff. And I went, okay, let's do this different this time. So like we started out just meeting and we had fun. And then we didn't arrange another time to meet. We just like let it go, like no future. And then we felt like, oh, I would love to meet him again. Would you like to meet? Yes. Okay. We met again. Goodbye. And we did this for a very long time until we realized, okay, what else? Like there's something else we could be or create. And
like, we obviously like each other. Now what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now what? And what really helped to get to where we are now is this continuously no future, no expectation, and just wing it, just be together, like be together physically wherever we are in a way where it still has an energy of it creates, like that's a big element for me. And I know like when we get together for both of us, the creation part, it has a very generative and creative element of, I'm inspired by him, and I'm inspired by who he is. And I'm inspired by the conversations we have, which occur very randomly, usually in the kitchen. Nobody knows why, nobody's cooking, but it happens in the kitchen. We have the most wonderful conversations. And he has his awareness about different things, about whatever shows up, whatever's going on in our lives. And I do, and it goes, when it's this spark, like it's a firework of, oh, and I get an awareness and he gets one. It's just like ping, 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 ping. And that is something where, wow, this is for me personally a big luxury to have in my life. I'm so grateful to have this luxury, to have someone to ping and to play with in that creative realm. It's really a creative realm.
Yes, and what I love, you said it. We have so much conversations in our kitchen, and it's always this play and fun. You're coming from your perspective, I come from my perspective, and it always creates, and it's going bigger and bigger and big. I get goosebumps. It's going bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's really amazing. And like you said, no future, and looking what's coming next. So these looking in the next 10 seconds increments.
I love what you guys are talking about. It reminds me of one of the, I would say, like relationship thesis that my father, that Gary Douglas, who's the founder of Access, has offered over the years, which is like what's relationship for, and how do you know if you're in the right relationship for you? Because you can create more together than you could on your own. So it's really exciting to hear you guys really indicate that really as one of the thriving arteries of your cooperation together.
And what I also love is this. In my past relationships, it was always this 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 thing of one side. One side it was the living part, and on the other side it was the business part. And what I love is this mixture. Everything is business. Everything is living and thriving, and no distance between these objects. That's a wonderful thing.
Well, let's talk about that actually, because I know that you guys. This is not unique to you, but it is not so in every relationship. But you guys work together. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you're talking about business on one side and living or life on the other side, Jurgen, could you talk a little bit about, I guess, what this way in which you guys create, where your life partners, you have this sort of cooperation and I would say like the business of household management, but you also cooperate financially and in business. Because some people might think that sounds like a dream, and other people might think it sounds like a nightmare.
It could be both.
Yeah, totally.
Could really be both. And what I love in this part is to have always allowance for yourself and for the other person.
Tool number two. I'm just doing little alerts when the cool tools come out. Tool number two.
Yes, and that's amazing to have allowance and to expand out and to know when you have to go for your own to the woods or doing something for your own, and to know when it's time to getting together for creating or what else. So you have to look what works for you, and you have to look what works for the other person.
Really brilliant and so simply put. And it's I would like to emphasize this allowance thing even more, for it is something that maybe people can understand the word, but not particularly what it's like to function from that as a reality. I know for me, allowance was like literally another language. It was like some cryptic foreign thing that I thought sounded like a good idea, and I knew I should do it. But if I'm honest, I was not raised, my female role models didn't do allowance at all. And I had not valued allowance or even got the relevance of allowance for others, and especially in my primary relationships, until I saw how not being an allowance was destructive and creating separation. So to hear you say allowance, like, I would say that I would posit that allowance is one of the primary foundations of what most productive or happy relationships are probably founded on. Allowance for the other. So if I might ask you guys, if you can speak to this, I would ask, what's your relationship philosophy? What's the thesis of your relationship?
That's a good question. Well, I don't know if I have a philosophy. I think it's more the lack of philosophy I have. like not thinking about it much. More, as long as it's fun and it has a creative, expansive element, I know I'm in a direction that works for me. And when it's not that, then something else is required, like looking at it, asking questions like, hey, what's going on? Something like this. And as you said, I want to emphasize on allowance big time in relationships. It's like everywhere in the world, in all areas, but in relationship, it comes out like big time. So that's really something. And I think probably we have very different whatever philosophies, but for me, it's like with what you talked about before is it's so challenging and at the same time so wonderful to let go of control, and like tied with this allowance thing of, and how I was also like the thing you talked about, how being raised as what a woman is or what a woman in relationship is. And what I've seen is that for me to do something different, to do something like where I don't need to be in control all the time, where I don't need to be the one where it comes from me, like I need to take care of, I need to see that everything is in order, that he has, that, you know, Jürgen is okay, but to go, okay, no, be an allowance. And then this constant going to this empowerment part, like empowering of me, empowering of him, empowering of each other, and where allowance plays a big part in realizing, okay, it's his choice, it's my choice, like acknowledging the choices that we make and none of it being right or wrong. So it, like, if there was a philosophy, I guess it's fun and play as much as possible.
Beautiful.
Yes, that's
yeah, I love it. And what about the people that would think that like relationships can't be all fun and play? Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it is ridiculous, and it's wonderful to be ridiculous and embrace that, to be something, because there's this thing of where people have this point of view is there's a real relationship, and I don't know if this is an English expression, but sometimes when people get together, like not sometimes, but when people get together in German, there's this expression of "Are you serious now?" Like, are you in a serious relationship?
No, in English, it's referred to as well. It's a serious relationship. This is getting serious.
This is getting serious. That's what in German too. And it's like, I never understood that. It's like, why are we getting serious? Like that doesn't make sense. But in order to be a real couple, a real relationship in this reality, it's all about the significance and the seriousness of it. And that's what I know does not work for me. So that's where I'm really consciously choosing to be different and going, no, for me, it's about fun and play. And it might not look real in this world, but it is definitely like an unreal realness for me, and it works.
Yeah, it's for me also this fun and play. When we talk about philosophy, I don't know what philosophy I have, but
I can rephrase the question. It's what is this relationship for you?
Yeah, that. So it's really fun and play and this empowerment. And what I love is to grow, and to empower myself and each other to grow every time and go bigger and bigger and bigger, and have way more fun and explore what else is possible. What else is possible for yourself? What else is possible for your partner? What else is possible for the relationship? And what can you create? What's never existed before?
I think that's so awesome. And I think a lot of people would hear that and almost think that maybe that sounds like a utopian ideal or the fantasy, like relationships, you know, because so many people, whether they realize it or not, they're maybe have never even really asked themselves the question, like what they're doing relationship for.
Yeah.
And so many people could be doing it for all sorts of reasons that have nothing to do with fun and play. But this is why I wanted to have a conversation with people like you guys who have done a lot of self-examination, a lot of self-seeking, and applied a lot of tools to change yourselves along the way.
Yeah. That's so cool that you say that, because that's also a big element of like the realization of it. I am so happy being me, and there's not a need of the Jürgen in my life to fill a void or something, or to feel a fantasy, or to be complete or something. I'm super happy with being me, and as you said, that took a lot of work. Like that was a lot of like choices and getting over points of view and getting over different things. That didn't just come like that. You know, it was a lot of work, yes, and a lot of choices. And then being able to add someone wonderful is a totally different game. It's like that's where the games begin.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, this is Shannon in another outfit and another time and place. If you're enjoying these relationship-focused podcasts, I invite you to check out all of the sex and relationship content, previously conducted classes, and access consciousness classes that I have available for all of you on my website. It will be linked below. If you're ready to really begin to unwind, unlock, and transform the places where you've been stuck in creating the kind of relationships that make your life easier, if you haven't enjoyed sex, if you go crazy in any of these areas, please recognize you're not alone. These areas can be extremely rewarding, and they can also be extremely difficult. The more of you have, the easier these areas become. Who did you learn about relationship from? Did you receive an education about the kind of sex and copulation that would heal your body, create more joy for you and the other, and create more space, peace, and possibility? What kind of sexual education were you ever given? It's like, where do you go to access what's light and not constantly be in reaction to the projections, the expectations, the heavy, and the difficulty, the secrets, the control that can exist so dynamically in the area of sex and relationship? Check out these classes if you would like to change your life. Okay, so biggest struggles to create the relationship that works for you. And I guess most used tools, you already mentioned Allowance. And are there others?
Yeah. Oh, challenges. For me, a challenge changed is I was always trying to really make things good for Jürgen, for the other person, and make sure he's doing well and he has everything he requires. And that led to a lot of controlling and a lot of like, I have to
take care of him.
My job, like caring becoming a job, which I realized, okay, that doesn't work. It's just like it contracts everything and it's not fun for me. And it just doesn't work. And I realized, okay, I have to make different choices. And I did. And it took a while, to get there and have, okay, I can trust me and trust him, like trust that he knows what he knows, trust that he's fine. And if he requires something, he knows he can say something. And I have to allow him to do whatever he does in the tempo, in the speed he does, because I process things totally different than he does. Like I have a way also in my work. I am super fast, like da 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 da. Like that's the way I function. He functions different. He's fast in some other areas. I'm fast in the working areas. So this took for me like being used to doing everything by myself, and then adding someone was in the beginning like, okay, it's okay. It's okay that someone else does things in a different way. They have their way, they have their speed. And if I don't control it, I can receive it. I can receive his different way of functioning. And that started to expand my world. And it was just, wow. It was a really huge challenge to receive his different way of processing information, his different way of functioning with work and creation and other areas. But as soon as I chose to let go of the point of view, the judgment, and just went, okay, what's the gift in that? What if I just receive everything that he is, the way he's functioning? And then, oh my God, did that expand my world? So that was a big, big game changer. And also the moment it was not my job to make him change or make him be happy or something. And just this allowance, our journey together has just grown so much, and it's wonderful for me. I'm so much more relaxed in my body. That changed so much. Like I'm happier.
Me too. Yeah. For me, the most struggle thing is that I can be myself in a relationship. That sounds weird, but what I experienced was I have to look how the woman feels, and I have to give up the most part of myself so the other person is happy, like you also said, Susanna. And it's the most wonderful part to explore yourself in a relationship, and to know when you have something going on, you can do it for your own, or you can ask your partner. And I never, in my past relationship, I never asked any questions to my partner, and that's so different. And yes, I'm grateful too. That's amazing. Yeah.
That's so cool. And when you say that, wow, thank you for that. That it's so cool to have a conversation, because we didn't prep this or something. So it's really cool to hear you. And also what I get is, with this thing that we are creating so much together and being so much together, one of the things that it feels so good, it's so great. And one of the challenges is to remember, when is it time to have to be with me, like, just to remember, okay, it also creates more to be by myself, to go somewhere, by myself, whatever, it's in the woods or something or anything. That's something that's sometimes a challenge, because when something feels so great, you're like, okay, let's just stay there, rather than, no, there's always greater. And what's required now for this to grow, or for, something else to move.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, hearing your guys' challenges. And it sounds even to me like very common male and female challenges in relationship. The female struggles with being overly controlling, i.e. momming, and the male struggles with giving themselves up, or looking for, how do I please? What do you need from me? Just tell me what you need. I don't know if that's every male-female relationship, but I know that probably a lot of men and women can relate to that. At least I can. Very much so. So those are the challenges. So what have been the greatest rewards?
Wow. Well, a lot of what we said, with the creation part, and for me, my whole lifestyle changed. Like, I used to do everything by myself. I am super good at doing everything by myself. I'm like styling, and then the vulnerability of really receiving someone, letting someone in your life, that just exploded everything to something greater. And like, truly the receiving part, and the lifestyle that changed, where now, like, the Jürgen adds so much to my life in when we travel. Like, I see things different, we can do different things because he's there. It's just like, where we travel, like, it's just practical things that are easier, or it is like, it just changes. Like, when you do things together with someone that adds to your life, it just grows everything. And that's a wonderful, wonderful part. And also, what's wonderful is that it's not stagnating. Like, he's someone who's really interested in growing. It's not just, oh, we have a relationship, check, done. We're together, finished. It's always, what else? Like, what else is possible? Like, let's grow. Even if it's uncomfortable, yes, yay to uncomfort, because there's something after that that's just even bigger.
Wonderful. For me, it's this exploration, or this to see the power, the the power of Susanna, and to see how she looks things totally different than me, and how she how she's always in the question. And I love that. I love that, to be always in the question, and these wonderful moments when you can look in the sky and you see two different things, and you can inspire, or the other person inspires you because she see a total different thing than you. And if you look to what your perspective and to the perspective of the other person, the from now on, your whole universe is so much bigger. And I love that Susanna is always looking for more and sees so much, so many possibilities where I can learn, grow, and expand.
And I learned from you. Like, that is so mutual. Like, truly, like the way you see things, I am inspired.
And I really want to emphasize the coolness of that. Or, I mean, I personally love this. And what it really indicates to me is that, number one, you guys are actually interested in one another's universes.
Yeah.
It's not a relationship of projecting what the other person should be. And then if they don't match that projection, you would completely ignore or eliminate or judge what's in the other person that doesn't match your expectation. So it's really cool to hear you guys indicate there's actually receiving of one another's universes. And through that receiving, there's great value and benefit that's added to you.
Mm.
That's really fun. Like, wow.
It is fun. And even the shitty parts can be fun.
Yes.
Because like, really, because there's moments where when you know, when one of us or both of us get pissed, there's the fun part is there needs to be no perfection. Like, there's moments where I might get loud, he gets loud, but it's fun because we don't take ourselves serious in that moment. Like, you know, when we just like there's a moment where like, oh, I really have, like, this is so real right now with what I think, and you should get it. And then because it's just like, let it out. Like, we don't censor ourselves. We just let it out. And in that moment, like, there's almost this, oh my God, I can't take myself serious, but I have to take myself serious because I want to get my point across. But no, I can't, like, and starting to laugh inside. So I have to, like, when it turns around, so I have to stay serious. I can't laugh because it's just so much fun, because it's okay. You know, the allowance that we talked about with the tool before is also for ourselves. When one of us gets intense in a loud way, we just know, okay, none of this was real and it's over. Let's move on. That energy. Yeah. I love that's fun too.
And what I also love in that conversation, like you said, Susanna, is not to take that shit in the future, and to, like a volcano, to
you erupt.
Yes,
you know, we erupt.
and
it's fun. It's like, even that
fun.
part is
in
fun.
This moment, it's fun. Yes,
and then it's done. You know, it doesn't have an aftermath. And I so love that there's not, we need to talk about this. that is really a fun part too. It's like, let's just acknowledge none of this was real. Let's laugh about it and move on.
Okay, so that brings me to, let's acknowledge none of this is real. I mean, that's quite a statement that you're just throwing off the cuff there. I guess I would love to, I've already asked, and you guys have both already given quite some tools. But maybe we could add to the toolbox, like your favorite tools, what's your like most go-to. You could maybe explain what you mean by let's like acknowledge none of this is real and move on.
Yeah. So many tools come up. Like, one of them being like realizing that judgments don't take you anywhere. Like, if you judge yourself or the other person, like in a relationship, it whether it's a positive or a negative judgment, oftentimes it's a negative judgment in a situation like that. It just doesn't lead you anywhere. It's like,
it does. It leads you to separation.
Yeah. That's true. It's true. Good point. It leads you to separation. Yes. But if you are looking for a you're looking for, I want to go somewhere more generative and expansive and more fun or ease with the person. That's not, that road doesn't like, it doesn't lead you to that. Like, that's not the GPS for that destination. So the judgment part is something, so many people in this world, most of us grow up with judgments all the time and we don't even notice because it's so normal. And
even listening to our parents verbally indicate judgments of your other parent to you, who you love. You love both your parents, and you're hearing one parent say something horrible about the other parent. And then we grow up to perpetrate the same thing against the person who we are supposed to be closest
and it's
to.
thrown out there like a fact, it's like, that's it, like my point of view, my judgment about this person, about your mom, about your dad, that's a fact, but it's a judgment. And so people don't even realize how normal it is, but it doesn't it doesn't have to be normal for you. And we learn to tolerate all of that, but it's not who we truly are. But just starting to realize that, oh, that is actually a judgment. And
I'm judging,
and realizing where it leads to, what it creates for you in that moment is a great start. And then checking, is this where I want to go? Is this really what I would like to create right now?
I love that question in relationship. Is this where I want to go? Like, is this what I want to be creating with this person?
Yeah.
That has helped me pull the pin on some very bad decisions. What I'm doing, is this what I want to create? No, fuck, this isn't what I want to create. Okay, let me change my attitude. Let me look at this different. Let me change my point of view.
And there's moments where, we all know there's this moment where this is leading to nowhere land or where you don't want to go, but it feels like I have to.
Oh, I'm so right. And I want to exert my rightness.
Yeah.
So wrong.
We all know that. Yeah.
And if you can't stop yourself in a moment, so what? It's like, that's fine, just keep on doing Oscar nominated, oh my God, yeah, I'm so right, you're so wrong. Like, at least enjoy yourself when you're judging. That's a good start. Don't judge yourself because you judge yourself, like, they're keeping that circle going. But start by, okay, I'm judging. Am I having fun? Yes. Okay. Am I having fun being right? Yes. Yes. And then, that's a great start to take away that layer, of judgment and then keep on going.
For me, it's the most one of the most beautiful tools is to destroy and uncreate yourself and your relationship every day. So you can explore how is the person you live with. You can explore them new, and you can explore yourself new every day, and not to how do you say, to always to look that the person is the same. If you destroy and uncreate your relationship, you can see what else is possible with this person, and who else is this person, and what can this person be today that she hasn't been yesterday. And that's amazing for you, for your relationship. And I love that tool to begin the day every time new for you and for your relationship.
And I think I just want to add on to that, which is that when you destroy and you create your relationship every day, he doesn't mean like he's literally destroying Susanna. What he means is he's destroying anything he's decided about the relationship or Susanna or himself yesterday that might not be what's possible or might limit what's possible today. So it's an interesting sort of like wake up in the morning present rather than stuck in the past of what has been. It's a really different, and from my experience of life, a quite different way of functioning in period, let alone in relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Brilliant. Thank you guys. So my final question is, what do you wish you had known? Like, what do you wish you had known in the very beginning? Like when you first started dating or when you first started like playing with people, like what do you wish you had known then that you know now?
Like with anybody, like,
yeah, exactly. Like in the beginning, when you started dating, when you first started to be interested in sexy time and whatever that could be for you.
I must say, I'm actually glad that I didn't know, like, didn't think about what can be or what will be. So I'm not sure if there's anything that I don't know, Jürgen, what are you getting?
For me, it's this to know that I can be myself, whatever that is, and to explore where I am,
Yeah.
who I am.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Thank you for your inspiration. Because now I see something different when you said that. That's cool. Yes, I would have loved to know that it's not my job to carry him on my shoulders or fix him or something and work so hard, and that I can relax so much more and enjoy so much more. And then also, because what showed up for us was a lot of people were going, "Oh my God, you guys are so perfect together. You're so beautiful." And like there was a lot of projections on how like you have such a beautiful relationship, like the fantasy that people project on you. And in the beginning, when people didn't know about it, that was not there, obviously. But later, when people saw us, what I would have told myself then is, yeah, be an allowance of their projections, be grateful for it, but you don't have to do anything with it. Like you don't have to, like your job is not to portray the perfect relationship so they get happy, or they, like when people watch a fantasy movie, a wonderful love relationship movie, and it has a happy end, and people go, "Oh my God, it still exists. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Oh, the world is still a wonderful place." Like that, this is not our job to fulfill that need of people like feeling, okay, there's hope out there because look at these two people. So more like enjoy it for you, like enjoy it for you just because you can and not for anyone else. Relax, play.
And I love that. Both of you guys are, what I'm hearing is that both of you guys are indicating something very similar in that the relationship is for you, not really for others, which, I mean, that's an interesting one. I do believe that our relationships do impact others. And in the obvious ways, obviously, if we have children. But my dad used to say that like a small choice is a choice that only impacts you. A big choice is a choice that impacts many. And he taught me that relationship and who you choose to be in relationship actually does impact many people. It impacts both of your families. It impacts really society. And I look at like, what would it be like if all relationships like made the world a better place? Like what would be required for that? And so I think a lot of the perspectives that you guys gave really lead and lend themselves to people being able to have the authority in their own world to choose what works for them. Something I say a lot is that every relationship's like a secret society. You really don't know what's going on in that relationship, nor does it really matter because it really has to work for the two people that it's directly impacting the most.
Yeah.
And having relationships that work, wow, what a simple but profound place to function from.
Yeah.
And I want to thank both of you for coming on here. I was expressing that I was a little bit nervous before we started recording. This is the first time I've like interviewed a couple really and talked about relationship. And relationship can be such a charged, delusional area. But I really thank you for being like willing to let people in to what is for you guys and to talk about your relationship. I think it's been of great value. Thank you guys so much. Thank you everybody who's listening. How does it get better than this? And what would it take for all the relationships that you have in life to expand your universe and make the universe a greater, more peaceful place.
Thank you, Shannon. That was wonderful.
Shannon. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this show. My target is to make consciousness easy to find and choose. So if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a 5-star review on iTunes and share this with somebody who you know who might be looking for more consciousness in their life. You can visit me on shannon-o'hara.com or talktotheentities.com. And to learn more about the amazing tools of Access Consciousness, you can visit accessconsciousness.com and be sure to subscribe to the podcast.